Maker Max here. I have a tractor, and the problem is when you lift the bucket up, you can't see because the headlights get blocked. So let's add some headlights to the roll bar. Oh, that's bright. Picked up off Amazon. They're cheap. I got 4 lights for 30 bucks roughly. They're 30 degree, square, and they're 27 watts. They're really nice quality. They have a glass front, an aluminum heat dissipation on the back, and they come with a nice little mount that you can drill a hole, and that allows you to tip it or turn it. Disadvantage is they do come with a pretty short wire, so you're going to have to do some soldering. Before you even start this, the first thing you have to do is figure out how much power you're going to be pulling. The formula is watts equals amps times volts. We know we're using 27 watts for each light. We don't know the amps, and we know we have 12 volts. So divide that out, and we're going to end up with 2.25 amps. I'm running 4 lights, so that's going to be 9 amps total. And that's going to require roughly a 16 gauge wire. The wire that I'm going to use is when I get rid of appliances, I just cut off the cord. So I'm going to use this. I think it came off a vacuum cleaner. I'm going to tie both of these together because this might be 18 gauge wire. It's pretty thin. You could also use any other wire you have in the house, old extension cords, lamp wire. Just make sure that it's thick enough to support the amount of amps you're pulling. I'm also installing an inline fuse. Picked this up off Amazon. Got a bunch of these for like 10 bucks. And this is going to blow if you short something out when you're wiring things up. Also going to need some wire loom to button everything up. And I'm going to use this relay. This relay costs, I got a bunch of them for $10 on Amazon. And when I turn on my parking lights, that's going to trip the relay, send the power through this wire to turn these on. Instead of a relay, you could just do an on-off switch, but this is a cleaner install, and you can't leave your lights on by accident when the tractor is not running. I'm going to mount these up here on the roll bar. Now you can't drill holes in the roll bar because you will compromise the structural integrity of the roll bar. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to mount the lights on this piece of angle iron that I drilled some holes in, so I'll mount those. And then we will take the bar and mount that up here using these U connectors. Alright, that way there won't be any permanent welding or other shenanigans to hold the lights on. So we're underneath the hood of the tractor, and here we have the positive terminal for the battery, and you can lift this little cover off. Okay, and what we're going to do is remove this nut, and we have our fusible link here. Inside here is a fuse, and what I've done is I've gone ahead and attached this to the end, and this will allow, once you take the nut off, this will fit right on there. And then the other end of this is going to be the power wire that goes all the way to the relay. Now I cut these all to length. The problem is this wire is really hard to strip. So what you got to do is just kind of squeeze and go around just a little bit. So all I do is just basically score it. And then you want to bend it until it breaks so you can see some of the red in there. And then take a razor blade and just kind of push. Oh, there we go. Keep working your way around and try not to cut the insulation on the inside. We're going to heat up the wire, and then we're going to touch the solder to the wire and melt the solder on the wire. Okay, I'm going to finish up by putting a little heat shrink on everything. Let's give it a test. Whoa, that's pretty good. Woo! So here's the control for the parking lights. And that's what we're going to tap off of to turn on our LED lights. So you reach underneath here, push on some tabs, then you can pop out the control switch. What's nice about that is all the soldering joints are easy to see. So we're going to use this test light to find out which one has power. You just clamp this to anything that's a ground, right there. Then come back here to the solder and just touch the test light to one of the solder joints. All right, you can see it lights up there. And it's on off, so that one's always hot. We'll try this one, doesn't light up. The yellow wire. We'll turn on the parking lights. Oh, and it lights up. Turn off the switch and it goes off. So now we know which wire has power when we turn on our parking light. So we're going to splice a wire into that. I'm going to take my relay. These two wires need to get connected. This one's the ground, it's going to go to a nut. This one's going to go right here. So we're going to solder those together. This is the yellow wire is the one that goes to the switch that turns on my parking lights. Okay, here's how we test it. We flip the switch and we listen for a sound. And it's clicking when you flip it. Alright, next we're going to send the power going to the lights. They come off of these outside two, the black and the blue, and we're not going to use the white one. The white one actually is hot when it's not turned on, so we're going to cut this and put some heat shrink on it. Alright, here we have the positive and negative coming off of the lights. Positive goes to my cord here, which goes down to the relay. And the negative currently is attached to a bolt right here. Alright, here's the switch. I'm going to turn on the parking lights right there. Oh, works great. Turn off the lights. Fantastic. And if you take the key out, turns them off so you don't drain your battery. Let's heat shrink everything and button it up. So I added a blob of silicone where each wire goes in, just to make sure that no water gets in there. And then you can see I used some wire loom. You just tighten up all the wires with some nice zip ties. Right here we left a little extra, so when you fold down the roll bar, it won't get pinched. And then I wrapped it in with the turn signals. And then it goes down here and vanishes. Here's the ground wire, goes to this nut. And that's the ground for the lights up top. Nice clean install. Make sure you install lots of zip ties. Last thing you want is a wire above or even down below to get snagged on something. $30 on Amazon.